Hello. I just read Ezekiel chapter 24. He begins with another parable. This one's not. No, stay down, Burley. This parable's not crude, but it is kind of gory. He tells him to get a pot and put it on the fire, like you're cooking, and put everything in it, all the meat, the pieces, the bones, and heat it up, but just keep heating it until it's not really useful for food anymore. All you have left at the bottom is some scum, Just apply so much heat for so long that everything's charred and not good anymore. And that's the sign to Israel. Their city is like the pot, and they think they're safe in it. But God's going to apply so much pressure, so much heat, that they'll be utterly destroyed. And he talks about the pieces in the blood, and the blood is like a testimony to the sins they've committed. And so the people of Israel are, their time has come. The first couple verses, he actually marks the day that the invasion, the siege starts. It takes a year and a half, and so they go through a year and a half of being under siege, and terrible things happen during a siege. Food. Sometimes the water even gets cut off. People get stir crazy. Probably like lobbing fire torches and stuff into it to try and break them down, and bad things happen during the siege. And that's what was going on there. And then, like, the final kind of sign that God does, it's unfortunate. Ezekiel is told that his wife is going to die, and she does. And he's told, you're not allowed to mourn for her the right way. You're not allowed to, verse 16 says, behold, I take away from thee the desire of thine eyes with a stroke. Yet neither shalt thou mourn nor weep, neither shall thy tears run down. Forbear to cry, making no mourning for the dead. Bind the tire of thine head upon thee, and put on thy shoes upon thy feet, and cover not thy lips, and eat not the bread of men. And so that's just a list of some mourning rituals that the Jews have. They're very expressive, and he's told not to do some of those things. And that represents how Israel is going, or Jerusalem is going to be so torn apart that they won't even be allowed to mourn the right way. It's just a vision of complete disruption of their life. And even the remnants are going to be judged. And then the final verse, God says, okay, this is the end of the signs and everything. The judgment has come. You're going to go back to doing what you should be doing, or, a more normal life, I guess. He says, that day shall thy mouth be opened to him which is escaped, and thou shalt speak, and be no more dumb. Thou shalt be a sign unto them, and they shall know that I am the Lord. So he's no longer giving them these signs. He gets to actually minister to them, kind of be like a pastor. So what I'm getting from this, I'm just trying to apply it to my life. Just that God's in control. Even the death of a loved one, it might be not for my sake, but for someone else's sake. God's in control. Bad things happen, but sometimes it's God who does it. And we can be so disrupted, but it's still God. He's in control.